In this special Zoom seminar, we are going to discuss some probable contextual questions and essay type questions that may appear in your examination. Now let's discuss answers for the given question paper. Now in this paper, there are some questions for the part 1, poetry, drama, prose, right. Now, let's discuss the question 1. We call thee fruitful, and that very while a desert fills our seeing's inward span. Now, I think you know the poem. Write the name of the poem and the name of the poet in the correct way, as it is in the book. As it is in the book. To the Nile, T should be capital, N should be capital. And John Keats, write in the correct spellings, otherwise your marks will be deducted. John Keats. That's enough. That's enough. Right? What is referred to as the, now you know this, the Nile. Put a tick, the Nile. What does the speaker refer to the underlined words? Seeing inward span. Seeing inward span simply means your eyesight or your eyes. Inner eyes. Right? How do you describe the speaker's view towards this thee? Now, thee is the Nile. Speaker is the poet. What is the poet's view? It's a paradoxical view. Paradoxical view. The poet has, or the speaker has, a paradoxical view towards the Nile. Why? The Nile is supposed to be fruitful. The Nile is supposed to be or believed to be fruitful, but there is a barren land on both sides of the Nile. Therefore, this the speaker believes the Nile is not so fruitful as it is believed. The Nile is not so fruitful as it is believed. Right? That is one possible answer. Right? Then let's go to second question. And the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. Now, you know the poem and the poet. Now, I know why the cage bird sings by the American poet Maya Angelou. Now, I capital, K capital, Y, W capital, cage, C capital, bird, B capital, sings, S capital. You know these things. If you miss any capital letter in those words, you may not have that 1 mark, remember. Because that is wrong spelling of the name or title of the poem. Poet is Maya Angelou, Angelou, Maya, Maya Angelou. Those letters should be there. Right. Now, question B. What is personified as he? The free bird. The free bird. That's enough. What is personified as he? The free bird. Short and sweet answers. 1 mark. C. What is the sound device used in the underlined words? Worms waiting. Worms waiting. Now, read the question very carefully. Sound device. Sound device. Then what is the sound device? Worms, W were sound, waiting, W were sound. Alliteration. What is sound device? Alliteration. 1 mark. What kind of life does this he or do these lines imply? It means life of this person. Now you know the person, it is the free bird. Free bird symbolizes free man who enjoys freedom, who enjoys all privileges of life. Then what kind of man is he? This free bird symbolizes a free person, and this free person enjoys all privileges from his society. In short, in other words, he lives very happy and luxurious life. He has no difficulties. Right. That is some suitable model answer. D question. Now for the D question, answer is somewhat critical. You have to give your own opinion. Therefore, it should be very somewhat descriptive. Somewhat descriptive. Question number 3. In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. Now, you know the poem. What is the poem? Richard Cory. Richard Cory. Who's the poet? Edwin Arlington Robinson. Correct spellings. Richard Corey, Edwin Arlington Robinson. Who are these we? In fine, we thought. We means general public or common people in Corey's society. Now, they are the speakers of this poem. They are the people who report Corey's character. Therefore, we refers to general public, common people in Corey's society. What ambition do these we have? We means common people, you know. Now they have some ambition. One ambition. What is it? To make us wish that we were in his place. In his place. In his place means Corey's place. In Corey's place. Now we know, you know the poem. Corey is a very rich, wealthy man, a social celebrity. His society respects him, honor him. Now, what is the ambition of these people? The common people also desire or want to be a rich, socially recognized man like Corey. Socially recognized man like Corey. That is their ambition. That is their wish. That is their wish. That is their ambition. Common people also want to be a rich, wealthy, and socially recognized man like Corey. Right? That's enough. Quite enough. Okay. Now let's go to question number 4. I felt vast feeling of sorrow to be cast into my present form. I felt feeling of sorrow to be cast into my present form. Now you know the poem. What is the poem? It's a very interesting poem, meaningful to your life. It is the earthen goblet. The earthen goblet. There is the article there, remember, don't miss it. Earthen, E capital. E-A-R-T-H-E-R-N. E-A-R-T-H-E-R-N, earthen goblet. G capital, G-O-B-L-E-T. Right. Now, the poet's name is somewhat difficult. An Indian name, Harindranath Chattopadhyay. Write in correct spellings, don't misspell his name. Harindranath Chattopadhyay. Take your text by your side, textbook. Right. Now, let's go to the questions. Now, first question is done. Who speaks these words? Now, we know this poem is about a goblet. Goblet. A lump of clay is changed into a goblet by a potter. Now, this speaker, the person who speaks these words is the goblet. Goblet. Who speaks these words? Goblet. Goblet is personified as a person. Therefore, he can speak. The goblet. The goblet. To whom are these words spoken? Now, you know, this poem is presented, structured as a dialogue between the poet and the goblet. A dialogue. Now, the goblet speaks to the poet in answering the poet's question. This is the answer. We are reading that answer. To whom are these words spoken? To the poet. What is the speaker's attitude towards my present life? Now, in this poem, the main theme is change. Change. Change that comes over life. Now here, clay is changed into a goblet. Now goblet's past form or shape is clay. Now goblet's present shape is the goblet. Now what is his attitude? Does he like it? No. He likes his past form, but he does not like his present form. What is his attitude? Negative attitude. The goblet has a negative, unhappy attitudes towards his goblet shape. My present form means goblet shape, towards his goblet shape. He loves his previous shape, the clay. He loves his previous shape, the clay. Right? Some kind of sorrowful attitudes. Unhappy, sorrowful, negative attitudes towards his goblet shape. Right. Then let's go to contest question number 5. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away, and I know I have to go away. Now these questions are taken from the poems that I guess may appear in your examination 2022. Right? Therefore, be familiar with these poems for the contest questions. Read all the contest questions we have discussed in our previous classes. Right. Now, from where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? If you remember the poem, you know the answer. Father and Son by Cat Stevens. Father and Son, F capital, Son is capital. Cat Stevens, write in the correct spelling, don't make any mistakes. You are penalized, punished. Who's the speaker? Now, speaker, you know, the Son. The Son. Right? These are Son's thoughts. Okay? Son's thoughts about his own situation. His father is giving some advice to him, but Son thinks in this way. Right? Who's the speaker? Speaker, the Son. What is the literary device used in the underlined words? Underline words. I know I have to go away. I know I have to go away. What is that device? Repetition. What is repeated? I know I have to go away. I know I have to go away. For emphasis, to emphasize the fact, the speaker repeats those words. The same thing is repeated. Right? Repetition. What is the speaker's tone and mood? Tone and mood. Now the Son, he is not happy. He is disappointed. He is not satisfied with his life with the Father. Then what is this tone and mood? Unhappy, dissatisfied, unhappy, dissatisfied, and disappointed, tone and mood. Then you have to coin it in a sentence. The son speaks these words in an unhappy, dissatisfied, and disappointed tone about his own situation. He is also determined. He is also determined. He is also determined, self-confident, in speaking these words. Determined and self-confident in speaking these words. That is his tone and mood. Right. Question number 5. Now there's a way. Sorry, we discussed it. Question number 6. The cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowsed with a book by the fire. What is the poem? The Camels Hum. Remember don't miss it. The Camels Hum, C capital, H capital, by Rudyard Kipling. Right. What is referred to as this ill? Now you know the subject matter of this poem. What is the subject matter? Laziness, lethargy, inactivity. Modern men and women are inactive. Because of their inactivity, their figure, their bodies become chubby, fatty, full of fats. What is this ill? Ill means, what is this ill? Now poet says it, camels hum. Camels hum. That is how poets call it. But actually this illness refers to obesity, O-B-E-S-I-T-Y, fatness, obesity. Poet calls it camel's hum, camellia's hum, in very humorous way, obesity. Name the sound device common to all highlighted words. Now highlight these words. Highlight these words. Now, what is the common sound device? Name the sound device common to all highlighted words. Yes. Can anybody send me the answer? That sound device should be common to all words. This ill is not to sit still. Right? Remove this not to remove it. Right? This not to, don't include it. Other words. I have highlighted all, but you have to highlight only these things. This ill is highlighted and sit still, highlighted. Yes. Answers are on the way. Very good. Okay. Nice. Your answers are correct. What is the common? Assonance. Assonance. Common sound device is assonance. Right. Be careful when you read the questions. Now here question means device common to all highlighted words. Right? Explain the cure. What is cure? Cure means treatment. Treatment for this obesity, fatness, unhealthy body. What is the cure? It's very simple. What is that simple cure? Cure for this ill is not to sit still or frowst with a book or read in a book by the fire, sitting by the fire. The poet implies the cure for this or treatment for this sickness or this obesity is an active life. You understand? The cure for or treatment for this obesity, fatness is an active life. One must work hard. One must work hard without living a lazy life. That is active life. That is the implied treatment. That is the implied treatment. Question number 7. The skull opened its mouth and said, Talking brought me here. Talking brought me here. Yes. Now, it's a poem under the theme of humor. What is the poem? The Huntsman. Huntsman. Who's the poet who wrote Huntsman? Edward Lowberry. Edward Lowberry. You can remember that name easily. Remember strawberry. No, not strawberry, Edward Lowberry. Right. Now, write in the correct spelling. Huntsman. The Huntsman. Right? There is that article the. The Huntsman. Don't write just Huntsman. It's wrong. The Huntsman. If you want to have a good pass. The skull opened its mouth. Now Huntsman goes into the forest for hunting. In his hunting safari, he meets a strange object, a strange skull. And this skull can speak. When the huntsman speaks to the skull, skull repeats it. Right? Repeat the answer. Some fantastic situation, unbelievable, but it is said so in the poem. What is the literary device used in writing these lines? The skull opened its mouth and said, Talking brought me here. Did you identify? Yes. Nayanajit. Okay. You are 80% correct. What is the literary device? Personification. Personification. What is personified here? The skull. The skull is personified as a living, speaking man, human. A living, speaking human. Therefore, these lines are written through personification. Right. Who is the listener? The listener is the huntsman. It is the huntsman who's listening to these words. What does the speaker imply to the listener? Right. The speaker is the skull. Listener is the huntsman. Now, the skull implies that speech, irresponsible speech, may bring destruction, disaster, and even death. Therefore, one has to use his mouth in speech very carefully. The skull implies that one has to use his mouth in speech very carefully. Right? The speaker has to think before speaking. The speaker has to think before speaking. That is the idea. Question number 8. You must behave as others do if they are to have respect for you. This is another context from the poem under theme humor. What is the poem? What is the poem? Right? It's one of the most humorous poem you have in your syllabus, Upside Down. Upside down. Right? Upside U capital, D, down D capital. In between them, there is a little hyphen. The two words are separated. Upside down. Pay your attention to it. Upside down. Two words are separated. Right? Writer is the Russian writer, poet, Alexander Kushner. He's a Russian poet. Write the name correctly, Alexander Kushner. Who speaks these words? Actually, these are Ant's words. Upside down is a person. Upside down is a person who behaves in a very strange way, in a very abnormal way. Now, these words are from Upside Down's aunt. Then who speaks these words? The aunt, Upside Down's aunt. That is the answer. Upside Down's apostrophe is aunt. Who is this you? Very easy. Upside down. Upside down. How do you evaluate? Evaluate means critically evaluate, appreciate, or comment. Goodness and badness on these words. How do you evaluate speaker's words to this you? What does Aunt say? Behavior. Good behavior matters. If you behave in the accepted, well-mannered way, if they are to have respect for you, the people will respect that person. If a person behaves well, society will respect him or her, that person. Therefore, to be a respectable person in society, Good behavior is essential. To be a respectable person in society, good behavior is essential, is a must. That is what Anne says. Right. That is the answer. Then we'll go to question number 9. Nothing go away. No, stop. No, go away. Go away. I hate you. Oh, no, don't go away. Oh, if you knew how angry I am, how angry I am. Now you know the text. This is from the drama. The Bear. T. The Bear, T capital. Bear, B capital, B-E-A-R. The Bear. From where are these lines taken? Who wrote them? That is the answer. Who speaks these words? You know, in the drama, The Bear, there are only 3 main characters. Popova, Smirnov, and Luca. Now, if you are familiar with the script, you quickly remember the speaker. It is Popova. Popova. Popova speaks these words in the last scene when their conflict, clash comes to end. Clash between Popova and Smirnov comes to end when Smirnov expresses his love for Popova, when Smirnov proposes to Popova, right? This situation, this incident, these words are spoken. This incident happens. When does this situation take place? Now I gave you the answer. Right? When does it happen? When Smirnov leaves Popova's house after his proposal to her or Popova, right? What is the speaker's emotional state, mental state? What is the mental state? Popova is in confused mental state. Confused. She is in a dilemma, D-I-L-E-M-M-A, dilemma, confused state. She cannot take a decision. She does not know what to do. That is her emotional state. Right? She does not know what to do. She likes Smirnov, and at the same time, she dislikes Smirnov. Right? She cannot take a direct decision quickly. That is her mental state. Question number 10. Then he crept from the room, locked the door, replaced the key exactly where he had found it. Exactly where he had found it. You know the story. It is Nicholas' story. What is the name of this short story? The Lumber Room. T capital, L capital, R capital. Saki by Saki. S capital, S-A-K-I, Saki. Who is this he? You know, a hero. The hero of the short story. Nicholas, right? Incorrect spelling. Nicholas is the hero. Right. What is the place that he comes out? What is this place? The lumber room. There, T capital, L and R simple. It is not the name of the text. It is the name of that place. Okay. What opinion do you have on the character of he? Opinion, your comment, your attitude, your views on Nicholas. We know Nicholas' character very well. Now here, what qualities? What qualities? Nicholas, carefulness, tactfulness. Carefulness, tactfulness, and his skillfulness in hiding. Yes, smartness, smart nature. You can see here, because he hides everything about his mission into the lumber room. Question number 11. I told him to shut the door. It was a glass door with 4 panels, and he closed each one, then came across the room and stood by me. Right. Now you know the story. Right? The other non-fiction in your syllabus, Wave by Sonali Dharaniyagal. From where are these lines taken, you know. Who is referred to as he? Right? I told him to shut the door. He closed. He means that boy. Who is that boy that who came to Sonali's side when the Vikram, that is the name. What is the situation? What is the situation? The situation. Now, what is this? This is the moment of approaching tsunami. This is the moment of approaching tsunami. Now, Dharaniyagal notices, the writer, the speaker notices, first tsunami wave approaching towards a hotel. Then you can write, when the speaker notices approaching tsunami. Right. Give your views on the speaker's action. Give your views on the speaker's action. I told him. Now this speaker is Vikram's mother. Dharaniyagal, the speaker is this boy's mother. What is this action? This is mother's concern. This is mother's concern and readiness for children's protection. This is mother's concern and readiness for children's protection in a time of danger. As a mother, she feels some danger on the way. Yes. She acts as a responsible, loving, caretaking mother. You can describe. You can describe. Apart from my wording, you can use your own opinion, your own wording, no problem. Because this is an open answer. Open answer. You can positively or negatively comment. No problem. Okay. Then, oh dear, I almost forgot. Whole soup is not good for my sweetheart. Now, speaker, the text, the writer, you know, as you are familiar with it. This is from Flight of a Crane by Yoshua Junji Kinoshita. Write the writer's name, text name in correct spellings. Don't make any mistakes. Whose thoughts are these? Whose thoughts? These are Yo-Yo's thoughts. Yo-Yo's thoughts. Yo-Yo think of his responsibility, his duty to the wife. He's a responsible husband, loving husband, dutiful husband, duty, D-U-T-I, caring husband, right? Who is the sweetheart? Sweetheart is Sue, Yo-Yo's wife, Sue, TSU Sue. What kind of human relationship is implied here? Human relationship. Actually, what is this relationship? It's a typical relationship between husband and wife. Yes. Now, what are the qualities of this relationship? Loving, dutiful, responsible. This relationship is built on love, care, responsibility, and understanding. Understanding. Why? Yo-Yo understands wife's desires. Very important, that understanding. And mutual cooperation. This relationship is based on mutual cooperation. Right. That's why their lives are very happy when the drama begins. But at the end, it changes because of Yo-Yo. Question number 13. When we asked Anne for strawberry jam yesterday, she said there wasn't any. I know there are 4 jars of it in the store cupboard. Now, you know, again, it is the lumber room by Saki who speaks here. It is Nicholas. Nicholas speaks these words to his aunt. Now, you know the situation. Now, aunt is in the gooseberry garden. Really, she is in a rainwater tank of the gooseberry garden, and Nicholas is outside the gooseberry garden. Right? To whom are these words addressed? To his aunt, Nicholas' aunt. Write down in that way, Nicholas apostrophe S, Nicholas' aunt. What qualities of the speaker do these words imply? Yes. What qualities? Nicholas. Nicholas is not a simple boy. Nicholas is all-knowing. All-knowing. According to this context, Nicholas is an all-knowing character. There are no secrets in his house from Nicholas' eyes. He is very curious. He is curious. right? He's very curious. All-knowing, curious, and practical. He practical. He practically finds out where strawberry jam is hidden, right? Where strawberry jam is hidden. And he's also quite logical here. Logical, right? Logical. They are his qualities. Question number 14. Let us go see how well I love him. Yes, I know it's no secret to you that he was often unfair to me, cruel, even unfaithful. Again, the drama, you know, The Bear by Anton Chekhov. Whose words are these? These are Popoa's words. Popoa speaks these words to Luca. She speaks about her husband, Nikolai, who's referred to as you. Now this you refers to Nikolai. Write it that way. You refers to Nikolai. Comment on the kind of relationship between the speaker and he. What is this relationship? Now it's not a kind of relationship between Yo-Yo and Sue. This is the opposite. Now, between Yo-Yo and Sue, there is very loving, responsible, and mutually cooperative, self-understanding, respecting relationship. But this relationship is not so. What is this relationship? He was often unfair to me, cruel, and even unfaithful. Now, as husband and wife, there is no loving, caring, relationship between them. Nikolai often mistreats Popoa, and also he disrespects Popoa's love by living an unfaithful life, right? Therefore, this relationship is not sound. This relationship is not healthy. This relationship is not loving, right? There is mistrust. There is immoral way of life. There is violence. Everything is there. Therefore, this relationship is not healthy, sound, and loving. Healthy, sound, and loving. They live like two enemies. They live a cats and dog life. They live a cats and dog life. Quarrelsome life, right? That is their relationship. 15. I didn't shout to warn them. I didn't bang on their door and call them out. As I ran past for a splintered second, I wondered if I should. Now you know the story. Non-fiction. Wave by Sonali Dharaniyagala. Who are meant by them? Them refers to speaker's parents. Them refers to speaker's parents. What is the writing technique used in the underlined sentences? Now these sentences, I didn't shout, I didn't bang, right? What is this writing technique? It's a writing technique. What is that technique? Parallel sentences. Parallel sentences. The same grammatical structure is used for emphasis, parallel sentences, right? Evaluate the speaker's thoughts from a daughter's point of view. Pay attention to this word, daughter's point of view. How you discuss speaker's action from daughter's point of view, because she is a daughter. Her parents are also with her in the same hotel, adjacent to her room, next to her room. When tsunami wave approaches, she runs out of the hotel without warning her parents. How do you evaluate this? As a daughter, she misses her loving duty to the parents. She misses her loving duty to the parents. She is very selfish. She does not think of her parents' lives. She only thinks of her life and children's life, right? Therefore, her action is not really a loving daughter's action. She misses her duty and responsibility to the parents, right? It will be a glorious afternoon for racing about over those beautiful sands, how they will enjoy themselves. Now, you know from the short story, The Lumber Room by Saki, who speaks these words, aunt. To whom does the speaker refer to as they? Who are these they? The other children. Who are the other children? Bobby, the girl cousin, and the boy cousin. Why does the speaker utter these words in this way? Now, speaker is aunt. She speaks to Nicholas. Now, this picnic is a punishment for Nicholas. This picnic is a reward for other children. Now, Nicholas says this picnic will be unsuccessful, not happy, right? Now, aunt, why does aunt speak these words? The aunt wants to convince that, C-O-N-V-I-N-C, wants to convince that the picnic will be successful and happy the picnic will be successful and happy in order to hurt Nicholas' feelings. Right? Question number 17. From somewhere and unnoticed, she appeared like a wind. Since then, that lazy fellow has been coining money without lifting finger over. From where are these lines taken or extracted? Who wrote them? Who's the writer? You know, very easy. Twilight of a Crane by Yoshua Junji Kinoshita. Identify the speaker. Who's this speaker? Can you identify? From somewhere she appeared, right? Who speaks these words? Unzu, Ozudu. Yes, Unzu is the speaker. Unzu. Now she refers to Su. Briefly discuss the speaker's feelings towards this lazy fellow. Lazy fellow means yo-yo. What is this? Feelings. Jealousy. Jealousy, nothing else. Hmm? Yes, jealousy. Hmm. Even sexual jealousy, yes, very good. Hmm. Yes. Unsu expresses his uh, yes, no. Unsu expresses his uh, jealous feelings towards this uh, yo-yo about his uh, beautiful wife and the fortune that wife brings to him. The fortune that wife brings to him. Right. Question number 18. Not one of the swine wants to pay me just because I am too gentle with them, because I am a rat, just weak wax. Right. Now you know the speaker, you know the drama. The Bear by Anton Chekhov. Who speaks these words? Smirnov. Smirnov. What is the literary device used in the underlined phrase? The swine. Now Smirnov uses this device. What is it? The swine refers to debtors. All debtors. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Swine means pigs. It's a metaphor. What is the speaker's self-understanding about the speaker's character? What does Smirnov understand? His self-understanding. Smirnov understands the debtors do not pay him because he is a weak, gentle, and useless person. Useless person. Smirnov understands that the debtors do not pay him because he is a weak, useless, and gentle person. Gentle person. And the debtors know that Smirnov is not as violent and bad as he appears. As violent and bad as he appears. Right. Smirnov understands that fact. Question number 19. There might be more than 4 of them hidden behind the trees. And in any case, would the man and his dogs be able to cope with the 4 wolves if they made an attack? Right. Now, from where are these words taken? Now, you know, again from the short story, The Lumber Room by Saki. What is the place implied here? What is this place? Where do these thoughts occur? When Nicholas is in the lumber room. This place is lumber room, the lumber room. Whose thoughts are these? Nicholas' thoughts. What are the speaker's character traits? Now, character traits means character qualities. Character features. Traits means features, remember. As depicted here. Now, Nicholas is imaginative. Yes. Nicholas is intelligent, smart. And Nicholas is logically thinking. Logically thinking. He's a logically thinking boy. Right? You understand? Nicholas is logical, creative, imaginative. By looking at the tapestry picture, he analyzes the events there logically, creatively, all incidents. Right. Now, that is his quality. We were leaving my parents behind. I panic now. If I had screamed at their door as we ran out, they could have run with us. From which text are these lines taken? Who wrote them? You know. From Wave by Sonali Dharaniyagala. Wave. Who are these? We means the speaker and other family members, especially speaker's two children and the husband. We means here the speaker, speaker's two children and the husband. Why do these we keep running? Because there is the tsunami following them, tsunami coming after them. Therefore, they keep running. Briefly analyze speaker's thoughts. We were leaving my parents. Yes, she is regretting. Really, she is regretting now. Regretful thoughts. She has a guilty conscience. Guilty conscience. What is guilty conscience? You think you have done something wrong to someone else. You have that regret. Now, the speaker, Dharaniyagala, the speaker has regretful thoughts about her action. She suffers from guilty conscience. Guilty conscience about her misduty. Her misduty to the parents. Now she is worried about it. She is worried about this. Right. Now there are some probable contextual questions for the exam. Please read all other contextual questions before you sit for the examination. Okay, in our next session, we'll discuss some probable questions for essay type answering.